Hello and welcome to another episode of V-Gaming. This is your host, The Saverings here. Thanks for joining. Join us over on the Twitters and the Steam group at V-Gaming, yada yada yada. We passed 100 subscribers. One of these days I'll get around to doing the game giveaway. But until then, thanks for tuning in. We'll just get right into it. I know I'm a couple of days late with this, but I feel I had to touch on it. I kind of wanted to wait to see if there's any more developments or anything like that, but apparently not. Microsoft and Xbox reveal global price increase for consoles, accessories, and even games. Like Nintendo and PlayStation both, it seems Xbox fans can't escape price increases either. I was just talking about this with my son a few minutes ago. It's funny that they would go last in all this. Part of the coverage I'm not seeing is the fact that PlayStation already did raise their prices in several different regions for their hardware. And they actually did raise their price for the PlayStation here in North America. This was like last year, something like that. I just think it's funny how Nintendo with $110 million, let's call it $110 million, $111 million, $111 billion market cap. And then you got Sony with, about $130 million? Actually, you know what? Let me not quote that. I thought it was $130 million. It could be different. So let's see. Sony Corp market cap. $157 billion. Sorry, I sold them short. $157 billion market cap. And then we got Microsoft market cap. $3.24 trillion. I think it's funny how the company who's in third place, who went third in all this, who has by far the most money, decided to raise prices. It seems like a shame. They were kind of the value king. They could have kept that up. All they had to do was do nothing. It's kind of like how you keep seeing stories about Steam and Valve, how they keep winning and they keep growing by doing nothing. They're not changing anything of any major thing. All the things that people like, they leave it in place or improve upon it or streamline it as time goes on. So it's just funny to me to see that Microsoft, all they had to do was do nothing. Why would you raise the prices? In full disclosure, I've worked at Microsoft several times. I was there when the Zune came out and flopped. They tried to charge the same amount for the Zune as they did for the iPod. They probably should have undercut them there. They marketed the Zune wrong to me. They should have started with the Zune Marketplace because the Zune Marketplace was amazing. And then they should have said, oh, by the way, we have this really cool player. It's got a better screen than the iPod, and it costs less and gets better battery life. And it's a Windows device. You could hack it and do all kind of cool stuff with it. So, yeah. And then also with Surface devices, also full disclosure, I did work on Surface devices. But before that, I was always wondering why they price their Surface devices around the same as MacBooks. Why not just undercut them? Even if they're slightly crappier, to the average user, they're still a Windows tablet, powerful laptop that runs on Windows with a touchscreen. If you could have sold those for like a third the cost of a MacBook, you would have blown those things out and you would have taken some market share and some mind share from Apple on there. But they didn't. And now they're kind of doing the same thing and it's carrying over to Xbox. You could have just, if I was Microsoft, this is what I would have done. Amidst all these things, I would have dropped everything 20%. I would have said until New Year's 2025, all our hardware, including our accessories, 20% off. While everyone else was raising theirs, I would have dropped mine. I would have dropped it at least 10%. That way you cover sales tax for a lot of people. That would have been amazing, especially in these things. You would have gotten so many subscribers to Game Pass. All your games and releases that came out, you would have had that many more eyeballs on it and that many more sales on it. But no, here we are. Let's get into it here. So basically, this is pretty much effective immediately when it was announced. This was from 2 days ago. Faced with trifecta of headwinds, blah, blah, blah. Revealed to our services, the firm is increasing the price of its console accessories and later this year during the holiday games as well. And they're saying some of the games. Xbox fans, I wasn't ready for $80 games, but Nintendo Switch 2 Mario Kart seemed to set the tone. It was PlayStation, then it was Nintendo, and now Microsoft is jumping in on that. So here's the new console prices. The 512 Xbox Series S, $379. Where's mine? Did I just... Really? Did I just lose a whole console? A whole ass console? I know I saw it. My PlayStation's right there. Oh, here it is. It's a good thing I have mine, and I got mine for regular prices. It's weird to think that this thing now sells for more than when I bought mine at launch. I got this a couple months after launch because I could. A friend of mine told me about a really cool Best Buy hack where you could order it online and they would deliver it to your store even though it said it was out of stock. So I went and I picked this bad boy up, and I've loved this thing ever since. This is one of the best consoles. It's just so mismarketed and it's so misutilized. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. This is a 1080p 60 machine. If Microsoft had come out to all the developers and to the press and been like, this is a 1080p 60 machine, which can do some light 4K, some very light 4K, for like casual games and stuff. So like Vampire Survivors and things like that, 4K. And some light 1440p for more optimized games, like your Marvel Rivals or something might be able to run at 1440p 60 on this. But your big heavy AAA games, your Baldur's Gates and your big unoptimizes and your GTAs. So this is 1080p 60. This is what this box should have been. And technically still now, because how much is the Steam Deck? Let's see here. Steam Deck. $399.99 for the 256. Okay, technically it still is the better deal. It still is the best deal here. For $379. That's borderline. This thing was a steal at $299 for sure, but $379, I couldn't really recommend this anymore. I guess I still could, but it's going to be with like 47 asterisks after it. Make sure you get Game Pass with it, or else it's not worth it. The Xbox Series S 1 terabyte, $429. No way. Xbox Series Digital. How did the digital one go up? It doesn't even have a hard drive in it. I mean, it has a hard drive, but that's all it has. $550 plus tax. Series S with a drive in it, $600. No way. And look at this ridiculous. Look at this foolishness. 2 terabyte Xbox Series X, $729. That is. What kind of GPU can you get for $729? Buy $729 GPU. What GPU sell for that? They got 9070 XTs. Yikes. The Reaper. The Hellhound. $899. That seems a bit much. You can get a 5070. You can get a 5070. What? They have these at Walmart for how much? That is actually not bad. This is really like a 4080. For $550? Oh, out of stock. Okay. What about this? I would not recommend a 5000 series. You know what? I paid $800 flat for my 3080 in 2022. This actually isn't bad, and this has 12 gigs. My 3080 has 10. And this is on par. Sure. But yeah, look at these cards you can get. A 5070, a 5070. Is that all that's for sale? Why are 1080 Ti still $700? Here you go, 3080. That's what I have. I have the EVGA. But I'm saying you can get a bunch of good cards for the cost of that. It's not even. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Wireless controller, $64. What? $64 for this. Don't get me wrong, I like this controller a lot. It's probably the best overall, just basic controller. But that's what it is. It's basic. Oh no, this is color. This would be $69.99. $70 for this? I don't think so. These were cheap. These were stupid when they were like $50. Blah 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 blah. Series 2 Elite. These are garbage. We had one and it broke like instantly. Wireless headset, $120. No. But anyway. This right here, I only pulled this up because it faces tariff uncertainty. These are classified as toys. Consoles are classified as toys, therefore they fall underneath the tariffs. If PC parts and components, anything that can be considered a microchip, so GPUs, APUs, CPUs, RAM, SSDs, anything that considers to have a microchip in it, those are, on paper at least, exempt. That's not to say these companies won't use this excuse to seize an advantage and justify their price, which is what I think Xbox is doing. But is there let's see, where is the Xbox made, or say manufactured? In China. No, Foxconn. Foxconn, a Taiwanese corporation. Factory. These two are beefing and about to go to war, but their main large factory is in China. How stupid is that? So if China goes to war with Taiwan, would they shut down that plant? Because that plant they're making money off the taxes. Would they take it over? But then they couldn't because those contracts wouldn't be honored by their partners. That's such a weird thing. And they'd be holding all your employees hostage. All your Taiwanese employees would be hostage. What would that be like, being Taiwanese and then you're working in China and they're talking about you guys might go to war and you're sitting there in your plant making Xboxes? How can you make Xboxes all day knowing that you could be a POW at any moment? And all you're doing is making Xboxes and phones and shit and controllers. That's crazy to me. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. I have some fodder here for the next one, and I have some thoughts for GTA. Maybe we'll say that for another video. In the meantime, it's been long enough on this one. Thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. Like I said, follow me on Twitter and the Steam groups at V-Gaming. Eventually, we will do our game giveaway. You got a pretty good chance of winning. There's only 101 subscribers, so you have a 1 in 101 chance. It's pretty good for a YouTube giveaway. But yeah, talk to you guys soon. Thanks for stopping by. Peace out.